IVM.
Oh my, if you're listening to this episode, then not only you're alive, but you have also survived the most dramatic, memorable, and an unending year of our lifetimes. Even though it sounds unreasonable, there is a weird sense of relief that the year 2020 is finally over. And there is a sense of silent hope that things will get better in 2021. So happy New Year to all of you. Welcome to Absolutely Right, the very first graphology based podcast show in India. I am your host Aditi Surana. I am a graphologist and a high performance coach. When you have an accurate tool like handwriting analysis, you get to see the real picture behind each mask. I feel handwriting strokes are very poetic, and each writer is like a fictional character. I look at them as people with gripping stories. My question to you is, what is your story? Yeah, your story. Aren't you the protagonist, the editor, the dialogue writer, and the director of your own life movie? We all have strong narrative, and that is why in the same identical situation, how you feel, how you behave is completely unique. The most relatable example here is the lockdown. Technically, the external situation was identical. We all were confined in our homes, dependent on each other, and connected by social media. However, the internal environment of each person and each mind was completely different. Two people living under the same roof or even in the same room experience this lockdown in a completely different manner. Do you know why? It is not about what they did, but about how they felt when they did it. As a creator of your life movie, you get to decide a lot. But one thing you cannot control, you do not get to write the script. The situations, people, even the environment or culture around you designs it for you. But other than that one thing, everything else can be in your hands. You have a lot of creative freedom. You can decide how to shape your character as an adult, how to edit your memories before recklessly playing them over and over again, what to write as your internal or external dialogues, and needless to say, things like your costume, your makeup, your hair, and whatever cinematography that you do with your selfie camera and hajar filters. Basically, you can exercise your creativity to design your life. In this new year, I would request you to exercise your creative freedom thoughtfully. Instead of sulking, fighting, overthinking, or even fretting about the script that is not in your control, let's start looking at things that you can change. Let's take Mr. Bachchan's example. Do you remember any movie in the last 10 years where Mr. Bachchan has not done justice to his role? In a hit, super hit, blockbuster, or even a flop movie, his work or his presence has always stood out. Stop thinking about Bade Miyan Chote Miyan. It wasn't in the last 10 years. I know, I checked. You got my point, right? Take any actor, athlete, high performer. In the rigmarole of getting everything else right, they do not forget their own creative freedom. They know how to step into their state of flow, their ikigai, their effortlessness, or as they call it in Sanskrit, prayatna chaitanya state on command. Now, let me give you a scenario. Imagine someday you and I meet for a cup of tea. I hope that happens soon. We're sitting in a nice cafe with a beautiful view, and suddenly we spot a man running. You say, I think I saw a dog chasing that man. I say, no, I can't see a dog. I actually saw a kite. He must be after that kite. The server who's there to take our order says, no, ma'am. He is our regular customer. He is running because he's preparing for a marathon. With all those motives, reasons, external things, his action, his script, his external scenario is the same, running from point A to point B. However, with each motive, his experience, his internal environment is completely different. While achieving our life goals, aspirations, or even intentions, most people get so hooked onto the results that they completely forget how they feel about what they're doing, how they're shaping their internal environment. And in the hard pause of 2020, all of us were forced to look at that internal environment. In Yoga Sutra, Patanjali recommends a crucial assignment called Swadhyay. Swa means self, and Adhyay means study. The word is interchangeably used as self-study or study of the self or self-observation. Swadhyay is a practice of regularly and if possible daily being aware of your feelings, emotions and thoughts and using that awareness as your GPS mechanism. Going back to the example, If you are being chased by the dogs of your fears, you may run, but only until the fears chase you. If you're running behind a kite of your desires and dreams, then you will run until you catch that kite. However, when you're preparing for a marathon, you're focused on the capacity building or skill building. You would wear your favorite shoes, listen to your favorite music or podcast, and choose the path that you like. You review what you have done in that run and what can you do to make your run better or smoother. You run for yourself. You run because you enjoy the process. You run for the run. The simplest way to do Swadhyay is to use handwritten journaling. Though our thoughts and emotions are mental activities, its impact is physical. You feel your joy in your body. You feel light on your feet. You feel like jumping. When you feel excited, you feel butterflies in your tummy. Fear creates a pit in the stomach, and stress makes your shoulders feel heavy. Thoughts generate emotions, and emotions have real physical expressions. When you use handwritten journaling, you actually use your body movement to let out all your stuck emotions. One of my teachers once said, the nature of human mind is not to be like a monkey, but to be joyful. Water knows how to flow, a bird knows how to fly, a seed knows how to become a tree, and a human mind knows how to grow and be joyful. All coaches, therapists, podcasters, YouTubers, influencers, including myself, can give you tools, but you are the director and creator of your life movie. If you do not design how you choose to feel, then you start living life by accident while being triggered by people's choices and being subjected to their moods and their understanding. And if they don't validate you, you sense that self doubt. Julia Cameron, the author of one of the transformational books known to us, The Artist Way, says many blocked people are actually very powerful and creative personalities who have been made to feel guilty about their own strengths and their gifts. What if the guilt that you feel, the doubt that you experience, is just misunderstood strength? You are the only person who can actually unleash that potential. So instead of living with the old patterns and our old anxieties, let's make different choices in 2021. So here are 5 everyday handwritten journaling practices to make self-awareness or Swadhyay your GPS tool. Point number 1, gratitude journal. Yeah, I know gratitude journaling. I used to do it many years ago. You know that. I told my younger sister who learned this from me. Tai, I remember you saying that it is not enough to know about this journaling, but the actual magic is in doing it. And I think it's high time. And I think you need to do it right away. And I think you need to start it all over again. Without waiting for my response, she handed me this beautiful book made out of handmade paper and a leather embossing cover. I definitely fell for it. But I needed that gift, especially in the toughest phase of my life. In the middle of the drama, I saw how powerful it is to change your perspective and look at things with gratitude. Most people ask me, but what if I run out of things to be grateful for? Then what do I do? My request, do not fake it because you would never make it that way. Do not write things that you're supposed to be grateful for. Pick things that you're genuinely feeling happy about, thankful about. Write one human connection, anybody's connection under the sun that makes you feel grateful. Pick any small thing, like a small object on your desk, your mug, the smell of the coffee in the morning. Anything would do. But make sure that your connection is genuine here. Point number 2, graphotherapy. As a high performance coach, my secret sauce of creating great results with people, and especially leaders, is graphotherapy. This unheard method is highly powerful. Simple handwriting strokes practiced repetitively, along with breath coordination, create massive behavioral shift. I know it sounds too simple to believe, so we have created a dedicated page for you to test it, try it, and experiment with it. Go to aditisurana.com/Kamasutra and watch this in-depth explanation video about a powerful stroke called flow of thoughts. That stroke induces calmness and makes you feel definitely at ease. Give it 7 days and then decide whether you like it or not. Let me repeat the link. It's aditisurana.com/Kamasutra, CALM, Kama Sutra. Point number 3, change what if to if what. If overthinking is your problem, then try this journaling technique for sure. I call it what if to if what journal. On the left side of the page, write what if on the top and write all those things that worry you. all your thoughts, all your emotions, but write them as pointers and number them. Keep writing until you feel completely conveyed. Do not stop. This will give an outlet to your stuck emotions. But do that only on the left side. Now, on the right side of the page, pick each number and start finding a possible solution. So the title is If Dash What Dash. So, for example, you say, if point number 1 occurs, then what will I do? If point number 2 occurs, then what will I do? So, point by point, you go and find the possible solutions to your problem. It's a mental exercise, I agree. You may or may not be able to implement all the solutions, but this practice allows your brain to have multiple perspectives in any given situation. Point number 4, what else? The toughest part of the most complicated situations in our life is that we do not wish to face it. We don't want to accept it. A part of us keeps resisting it, expecting others to change or step up and rely on other things which are beyond our control to alter themselves. Now, when all of this fails, we realize that we do not have any choice but to accept what is happening. But what if we do it in the beginning by asking this question, what else? Which means if I accept the situation, which is in front of me, whatever is my problem, and ask myself, what else can I do here? Like a mental chess game, you can really create mental simulations and think about all the alternate options. Get all your emotions, judgments, resentment on paper before you start that. So when you start writing the situation, describe it to the fullest and then ask, what else can I do here? Come up with 5 to 6 options. This will require some practice, but as you get a hang of it, your mind will start thinking of options every time you feel trapped. Point number 5. What's next? If you haven't heard of Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, then please go to YouTube and just type TED Talk Flow. This Austrian psychologist has done some great work on decoding high-intensity performance mindset. He calls it the state of flow. Whenever people feel in the zone, in their element, they describe it as they are in a flow. And that's what he does. According to him, you need to pursue that state. I have explored this concept in our episode number 4 on Absolutely Right podcast. Check it out. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Absolutely Right. If it has impacted you in any way, if you have learned something new, please be the first one to create that impact on others. Find a buddy you can do your journaling with. It helps to have a partner in crime who can really keep a tab on you. Teach them whatever you have learned in this conversation. Each month, I teach one graphology masterclass. I invite you to join me this month on a fascinating journey. Your handwriting can help you detect your anxiety patterns, understand your kids, or even hire better. Our next batch is starting on 9th of Jan. All the details are mentioned on the website, aditisurana.com. If you like this podcast, then don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on IVM Network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on our social media. We are at IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Let's connect on Wednesday. Till then, happy writing!